Hello everybody, and welcome to another Fit for Good flexibility session with me, Jordan. Now I hope you're ready for a really relaxing stretch today. Today we're going to be doing some long holds that focus on the main muscle groups in the body. You're going to follow along with me and do the best you can. You can take rest whenever you need to take rest, and you can join in again when you're ready. Oh, and remember to drink plenty of water throughout the session. Right, shall we get to it then? Our first long hold, we're going to be sitting on our bums. So let's come around onto our bums. I want you to stretch your legs out in front of you. This is a classic hold, a basic yet effective hold. We're going to be doing a seated forward fold. So sit up nice and tall. Feet can be stuck together or a little bit wider, but not too wide. I'm going to stick my arms up. I'm going to let myself sink forward. I'm going to grab hold of the nearest area, whether that be your toes, whether it be your ankles, shins, knees, just grab hold of something. This is a 4-minute hold. Now in this stretch, if you find it very difficult to lean forward and grab hold of anything, and you feel really stuck in the position and you don't feel like you've got any room to lean forward, then I want you to sit on a couple of pillows, or a cushion, or a yoga block. Put something underneath your bum to sit on to put you more of an angle, and then you should feel the stretch and get into the stretch a bit better. This stretch predominantly stretches the hamstrings and lower backs. Now both of these areas are prone to injury, and a lot of people have problems with these areas. This is a long hold, so if it feels like it is getting too overwhelming, then I either want you to go back a bit on the stretch, don't lean as far forward, or just come out of the stretch completely and rest until the next one. Basically, know your own limits. Throughout the session today, I want you to breathe long, deep breaths. Ideally in the nose, out the nose, because long, deep breathing will help you get through the discomfort of the stretches, and it will also help you relax. And it's very important that we relax. We have 2.5 minutes remaining in this stretch. Over the course of the stretch, you might find that it gets a bit easier and then you're able to reach a bit more forward. You're more than welcome to try and get a bit more forward if you think you're able to do so, and if you think you're ready to do so. It's important that we keep our legs as straight as possible. They don't want to be too bent up. And the more forward we go, the more likely they're going to bend. So only go forward as long as you can keep your legs as straight as possible. Well done. Not long left at all, around 90 seconds. Less than 1 minute to go. Almost there, well done. 3, 2, One. And very, very, very slowly come out of that stretch. Whew. Well done. And just relax for a second. I'll give you a nice bit of time between the stretches today just to relax, because holding these longer stretches is a lot harder than holding them for 1 or 2 minutes like we normally do. So well done, well done. Right, let's make a very slow transition. We're literally going to do the opposite kind of stretch. We've just straightened our legs to stretch out the lower back and the hamstrings, the back of the body. So now we're going to bend our legs to stretch the front half of the lower body. So we're going to come into this position here. This is called a saddle position. Now in this stretch, this is the most basic form of this stretch. If that's already too hard, there's a few things we can do. We can lean forward to take the pressure away from the heels. Or we can put a pillow or that yoga block or those cushions in between your heels and your bum. Again, just taking the pressure away a bit. If all else fails, you're going to lie on your front and you're going to pull one or both legs up. If you're just going to pull one leg up, then I will tell you when we're halfway, so you can change sides. Yeah? So, whichever position it needs to be, saddle position for 4 minutes, starting now. The further we sit back into this stretch, the harder it gets. You're aiming to feel a stretch from the hips, the quads, the knees, the shins, the front of the ankles, down towards the toes. Again, you just breathe to get through it. And this is a fantastic stretch to take pressure away from the knees. And sometimes tightness in this position can, cause some knee pain. So by working through this position, you're going to loosen up the top half of the knees in between the quad and the knee. And it might just reduce any pain at the top of the knee you might get. With knee pain, it can be different for everybody why that knee pain is being caused, and that's just one of the reasons. So it could be that, but if your knee pain is being caused by something else, then that this stretch might or might not help with that. So just bear that in mind. Stretching does help, but there's various different reasons why certain areas are sore and all that sort of stuff. So it's just trying to figure out what's causing it and then addressing it. Good work. Remember your breathing. Just like with our forward fold, the further we get back in the stretch, the harder it is. And over the course of the stretch, you might find that you can get a bit further back, just like I'm doing here. If we do get further back, we want to avoid this, your knees lifting. So you can go back as long as you can keep your knees on your mats. Well done. We have 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. We've just got over 1 minute to go. Remember, if it gets too overwhelming, there are 2 things you can do. You can first try easing off in the stretch, so not going as deep. If that doesn't change anything, then just come out of the stretch and just relax. If it's getting too overwhelming, it's your body telling you that you need to rest until the next stretch. Well done so far, not long left at all. About 10 seconds to go, and I'll give you a nice bit of time to come out of this stretch. Well done. 3, 2, 1. And very slowly come out of this stretch. Have a sip of water if you need one. Lovely. And just relax for a minute. Bring your legs straight out in front of you, like so. Oh. Whew, lovely. These long holds certainly can be tough, so well done. It's really good holding for a long time, really helping open up the muscles, it strengthens the joints, it really gets the body used to being in these, more, complex positions, and really gets the body strong in these positions. Right, we're going to move on. We're going to move up to the shoulders now, and just like we did with the legs, we're going to do the front of the shoulders and the back of the shoulders. We're going to do the front of the shoulders to begin with. So, have your legs out in front of you, and now with your hands, just walk them back a bit wider than the shoulders, or, can be a little bit wide, not too wide so they're horizontal, but they haven't got to be very narrow, and you're just going to sit back in this stretch. In this stretch, you should feel anything from the front of the shoulder, through the bicep, down the elbow, into the forearm and wrist. The further back you go, as with all these stretches, the further back you go, the harder it gets. From now, we have 4 minutes in this stretch. Now, this is going to be a hard 4 minutes, so I don't want you to go so far back immediately that it's really overwhelming. So only go back a little bit. I'll tell you when every minute has passed, and if you think, okay, it feels all right, not that tough, I could do a bit more, that's when I think you should go a bit further. But for the first minute, let's take it nice and easy. Remember to pull your shoulder blades back. Remember, you can have your head up or you can look forward just like I'm doing. Fantastic, well done. That's our first minute done. So from here you can make a judgment and say, okay, I want to go back a bit further, or you can think, okay, I need to come forward a bit. It's getting quite tough already, because we have just under 3 minutes to go. This is a fantastic stretch to help combat against tight and rounded shoulders. And of course, we know that when we have rounded shoulders, it can contribute to a hunchback or rounded posture. So this is a fantastic stretch if you find that you're sitting over a desk a lot, or you sit down a lot, or you drive a lot, or you do anything that causes rounding of the shoulders, tightening of the shoulders, because we're actively working against that at the moment. So squeeze those shoulder blades back as well. There's 2 minutes to go, so we're halfway. If it's getting too much on the elbow, that means you need to come back a bit more. You need to come out of the stretch just a little bit. You need to ease off. It just means you've gone a bit too deep. So just be careful with the elbows if it's starting to get too much on the elbows. Well done. Remember, long, deep breaths to help us deal with the discomfort caused by such long stretches. Fantastic. Well done. Right, we have just over 1 minute to go. This is a tough stretch, so well done. Remember to come out early if it gets too much. Fantastic.
30 seconds. Good stuff. Almost there. Fantastic. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And nice and slowly. Whoa, that's a tough one. Come out, give your arms a shake, give them a bit of movement. Oh, what a release down the arms and through the front of the shoulders. A fantastic stretch, that really nice stretch. Now take your time, have a tiny bit of rest. Keep moving those arms just to release from that position we're in. Lovely. Because now we're going to move to the back or the top of the shoulders. And we're going to do that using our puppy dog position. So, you're going to come to your hands and your knees like so. You have your arms out in front of you. Keep the bum high. Look at the mat for this variation of puppy dog. We're not going to look forward this time. And just lower your head to the ground. Keep the arms as straight as you can. Bum as high as possible. 4 minutes. Really stretching the arms out as far as you can. And then stretch at the top of the shoulders, maybe the middle upper part of the spine, behind the armpits, the lats, the muscles there. We've still got time. Still got plenty of time. If you do want to increase the stretch and you're all the way down on the floor, your forehead's on the mat and you're thinking, okay, this ain't too bad, then I want you to move your head round to trying to get your chin to the mat rather than your forehead. This will help open up through the spine more. It's a really good stretch, again, for helping combat hunchback-like posture. We are over halfway, less than 2 minutes to go. Right, we got under 1 minute. You did a fantastic job. 15 seconds, and when we come out, as always, we do it nice and slowly. 3, 2, 1. Oh, lovely. Ooh. Slowly come out of that position. Oh, lovely. Well done. And have another rest. Now, you'll probably be pleased to know that we have one stretch remaining. And we're going to hit the groin and our hips. Have a quick sip of water before we move on to that. And we're going to do this via the position that is called frog. So come side on your mats and come to the middle of your mat. Hands and knees. Make your knees so they're nice and wide and stick your toes together for now. You can stay on your hands here or you can come down to the elbows, and we're going to shift our weight back to our heels. Now in this stretch, if I want to make it harder, I either widen my feet first and then shift my weight back and then widen my knees a bit more. Basically, the wider everything is, the harder it becomes. And we want to be able to sit back in the position somewhat to be able to stretch through our groin, the inner parts of the legs, and around the hip and glutes area. Right, in position, it's our final stretch today. We're going to do 4 minutes again. Our final long hold. Great work. We're almost there. Keep shifting your weight back onto those heels. A fantastic stretch for the groin, and sometimes a tight groin can lead to a tight lower back and cause problems with the lower back. So this stretch might help any lower back problems you might have if they are caused by tight groin muscles. And long, deep breaths. Really trying to relax. We are halfway through this stretch. We are in our final 2 minutes today. Fantastic work. Just like our other stretches, the longer you're in the stretch, the more the body opens up. So you might find you'll be able to get back a bit more onto those heels. You might be able to widen the feet a bit more. Just sort of play around with it and see where you can find the best stretch for you. "60 seconds remaining. slowly, very slowly, start coming out of that stretch. And just come round to a nice, relaxing position. And that's our session done today. Did a fantastic job. We did some nice long holds covering some major muscle groups in the body. I hope you feel like that's worked for you. You know, it was a tough session, but we're trying to build strength in these ranges. We're trying to open up our bodies. We're trying to become more flexible, more mobile, and we're going to try and reduce, you know, exercise-related injuries you get through life, and all that sort of stuff. So keep at it. You're doing a fantastic job. That's it. If you've got time, feel free to lie down and relax for 3 to 5 minutes just to let the stretch sink in before you go about your day. But if not, you're done now. Have a nice day. Have a lovely cup of tea after that. And I'll see you in the next Fit for Good flexibility session. Great work.